discovery. We embrace the unwavering belief that with passion, determination, and a spirit of resilience, nothing is truly out of reach.
I've got to say, you've got a fantastic lineup today. I got to meet a few of the speakers yesterday, and wow, they are experts in their field. They've lived interesting lives, and they've got fascinating things to tell us. And then there's me. To be honest, I procrastinated on this talk way longer than I should have. I struggled because, and this is going to sound overdramatic, possibly, but I feel like I don't really know anything at this point in my life. Everything feels so overwhelming right now, with life totally changing and everything. And I mean, I suppose I'm an expert in that, if anything. The terrifyingness of what it is to be a high school senior. The feeling of the only thing you feel certain about is the uncertainty of right now. You know everything is about to change, and vaguely when, but not really how. I'm sure a lot of you in the audience know what I'm talking about. You remember being 18, or maybe you're one of my classmates, and you're feeling it just like I am. I turned 18 a couple of months ago. I could have gotten a tattoo, bought spray paint or fireworks or a car, gone skydiving, sued someone, used a meat cutter, gotten married, changed my name, adopted a puppy or a child, gotten called to jury duty, or enlisted in the army, like my dad did when he was 18. But no, I did the responsible thing, and I bought a lottery ticket. I chose a $5 scratch ticket that was definitely more money than it was worth. Maybe not definitely. It cost 18 years, a driver's license, and the courage to talk to the cashier at 7-Eleven who couldn't care less that it was my birthday. $5, 18 years, a driver's license bought me some hope, or at least the thought of hope. When it gets quiet enough, I can hear the tick of my analog watch. Yes, I wear an analog watch. I hear it when I'm reading or sleeping or doing homework. My watch has been ticking for 4 years straight now. I found a kind of comfort in the rhythm, but at the same time, the monotony is wildly unsettling. Sometimes I zone out and I watch the hour hand go in a circle, the same circle 2 times every day, for 4 years straight. It never changes pattern. It slows down a little bit, but not enough to tell until I have to manually reset it. I got into college a couple of weeks ago. Before that, I didn't know where I would be next year. And that's the first time in my life that has ever happened. First grade to second grade to third, and now I'm at the 12th hour. Now what? Does the hand go around again? No, I can't go back to childhood. So I start in the PM, if you will. A new rotation of some things that I sort of know in a new formation. I volunteer at a hospice home, Sarah House, with some of my fellow Laguna Theater students. One special Friday afternoon at Sarah House, I found myself having an existential conversation with a social worker named Edward. One of the many things that Edward said that really stuck with me was that some of the older people who I meet look at me and they see the picture of optimism without even really knowing who I am. They see an 18-year-old whose life can be anything. Your life can be anything. Adults always say that. You're lucky to have your whole life ahead of you. But as someone who has most of their life to look forward to, that's terrifying for 2 reasons. One, endless opportunity is not exactly comforting. My life can be anything I want it to be, but does that mean that it isn't anything yet? How do I really know who I want to be in a sea of endless possibilities? And 2, I actually don't have my whole life ahead of me. I'm only just realizing that I have enough space to look back. And that space behind me is getting larger and larger as whatever it is in front of me funnels into one path. My infinite daydreams of what my life could be, 18th birthday, college, and later career and house and marriage, are funneling and condensing into just a handful of realities. So I'm on this bridge, past 18 years of childhood that is set in stone, where I've fallen and been caught every time. I've done just enough to sort of know who I am, or at least I pretended to for my college applications. There's this endless possibility waiting in front of me, built up potential, and I'm just supposed to go out and achieve things. I prepare to step off and become a functioning, independent being of this world. And so I found myself in a sort of liminal limitlessness. Good luck saying that 5 times fast. Everything I think I know about my life is supposed to fit into this box called childhood. And now I'm supposed to pack it up and leave it behind. There's this thing in acting. It could be considered basic, but it's important nonetheless. It's called the moment before. Just before I walk on stage in any role, every scene, I get my character in my head, in my heart, and my body. Where did I just come from? How did that make me feel? Why am I entering the scene? How do I usually walk? How do I walk today, right now? Why? Where do I hold my tension? How do I feel about every person in the scene? How do I think they feel about me? What do I want from life, from this moment, from right now? Who am I? I've done this probably hundreds of times, but never for myself. I've done this grounding, this self-identification for people who are not me. And now I'm finally in my moment before. This liminal space between legally becoming an adult and living as one, between getting into college and going there. It's a 9-month moment before, for me to figure out how to think for myself. So I start to figure it out. I'm pretty gosh darn nervous right now, I will say. So where do I hold my tension? What is that nervous laugh that I do? Do I think to correct my posture? How does it feel when I smile? I have time. And maybe all this panic is silly. It's just a phase, you could say. And maybe what I figure out now will be different next year. But I'll stay on that bridge for now. I know it'll fall under at some point, but I'll be ready to jump and catch myself for a change. Because I am who I was when I learned to walk, got my driver's license, had my first kiss, saw my first firework, got my first paycheck, broke my elbow and stepped out on a stage. And I am who I will be when I move away in September, even though I'm not really sure who that is yet. On the street corner outside of 7-Eleven, a stranger asked me what I would do with my $500,000 if I won. I'm going to pay for college, and then I'm going to go to Disneyland. Thank you.